All right, now let's get a check on the crypto market at this time. We're seeing the Bitcoin there. That's the leading cryptocurrency. They're standing at about $62,792 earlier today. So it's not looking so bad in the market, but we've seen that range-bound movement right there with Bitcoin. And if you look at the screen there, it's mostly green on the screen this afternoon with 2.72% rise for Bitcoin. Ethereum holding up 1.47% up, $2,975. Below that psychological level of $3,000. Solana, that's holding up to $145. But for the red pockets now, we see XRP has that color, AVAX, Ethereum Classic, still trading in this market at this time, Matic and the rest. Let's look at the sentiment right now. Let's see how investors are looking at this market. It's still greedy, surprisingly, even though we've seen a lot of sell-offs with Bitcoin, post-Bitcoin ETF and post-halving at this time. Most investors were expecting a massive pump post-halving, but we see the market now consolidating at this time, 57 points. That's the sentiment right there for the market. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies we track in the market there. We see Bitcoin holding up 2.72%. There were indications it was going to drop below $60,000. It's tested those levels, but managed to rise back above that. And we see BNB, Binance coin there, 0.94% up. Ethereum also holding up 1.47%. Well, at this time, it's all about regulation for this crypto space. And right here in Nigeria, we've seen exchanges, that's crypto exchanges, under a lot of pressure this time. Let's bring in Nathaniel Luz now, CEO of FlintCap. Great to have you, Nathaniel.
Hey, Laddie, good to be here today.
Yeah, so we're seeing foreign crypto platforms in Nigeria. They've been under a lot of pressure at this time with the delisting of the Naira, from most of their platforms. But do you think this is some kind of opportunity for Nigerian crypto firms? Is it time for them to step up?
Yes. So what we're seeing is a period of chaos. But a period of chaos is necessary in the adoption phase of any new technology. The entire cryptocurrency market, the crypto industry is less than 20 years old, right? Banks also had this period of their own chaos, right? The invention of ATM machines and the regulations around them in Nigeria are older than the crypto market in itself. So the crypto market is now facing this period. It's a make or mar period. Should we all just resign and say, oh, crypto is not working, this, the government has said that? I think that the right thing is for us to look at the opportunities that this provides. The problem a lot of crypto exchanges are having is that each country has its own regulators. They have their own financial rules. Hence, it becomes difficult for one company to manage to be compliant in so many countries at the same time. I do not see a future where we're going to have one super crypto exchange, because even all over the world, we don't have one super banks. Rather, we see national banks, we see regional banks, international banks, and all of that. So I think that's what we're going to see. So this is also an opportunity for us to see homegrown solutions, homegrown crypto exchanges that understand what it means to be compliant in Nigeria. This is the opportunity for them to get the SEC license and fill in the gap, Laddie.
Right, but we've seen some crypto platforms in Nigeria, come up, gathered a lot of money, but somehow they just went under because of some kind of hack. We know the story of Patricia, and we know some investors are not being able to get their funds, out of that platform. So how can Nigerians really trust, Nigerian crypto platforms? We know that it's a wild, wild west, when it comes to, crypto exchanges. Talk to me about gaining the trust of Nigerians.
This is why the government actually stepped in with the policies. We had a time in Nigeria where banks would just shut down and your money was gone. My parents lost some money in some of those banks, right? And I believe a lot of us, our parents, also have those stories to tell. So that's why the government says, hey, prior to now, anybody can start their own crypto platform, start a crypto exchange. But going forward, there are going to be different licenses for different types of crypto platforms or crypto exchange operations, just like we have for banks. There are microfinance banks, there are different tiers, there are commercial banks, national, regional, and all of those kind of things. It's why the government is saying, see, anybody that wants to run this kind of project, and cryptocurrency exchanges are financial platforms, and whether we like it or not. So everybody has got to get a license, and by so doing, you become accountable to the government, right? In fact, I think it's because we do not yet have that in place. That's why we're seeing all of this chaos, the back and forth. If the CBN has a problem with some banks, they don't do a press statement. They call those banks to a round table. So we need something like that also in the crypto market in Nigeria.
Right. All right, let's look at Bitcoin technology now. It's over 10 years since Bitcoin came into existence. Talk to me about how much Bitcoin, the technology, has contributed to traditional banking and the world today in general.
Yeah, so Bitcoin itself is a great technology, like every technology is. It now depends on what aspect of it you want to use. So people generally use a technology to fill an aspect in their lives, in quotes, where there is a deficit, right? So if you look at the West, Bitcoin is a luxury. That's why you hear ETFs and all of these fancy terms. But when you come to Africa, we don't talk about ETFs because Bitcoin here is a lifeline. It's a necessity. Bitcoin will connect us as Africans to the global financial markets. Africa has been cut off, and most of the third world has been cut off from the global financial plane. So crypto gives us that entrance. Bitcoin gives us that way of reconnecting us back to this global market. Just ask yourself how easy it is for you to make or receive payments to maybe someone in even Kenya, right? Then not even talk of someone in maybe Malawi or Rwanda, and we even want to go outside Africa and talk about India and China. We have a lot of people, we have an economy that's very import reliant. How easy it is for people to move from Naira to these other currencies and all of that. The average Nigerian cannot receive money and using PayPal. Most global platforms are going to block you once you know that you're from Nigeria. It is what it is, right? So Bitcoin gives us that layer of reconnecting in which it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter anything about you. Everybody can participate in the same global financial system. No discrimination, it's permissionless.
Right, let's look at fintechs now. Definitely, fintechs have been touted to, bridge that financial gap, in most economies at this time. But right here, we've seen the CBN direct fintechs to not carry out, crypto transactions. So talk to me about, the relationship between, fintech and crypto. Can they move together at this point?
They can actually. So I think what the government is trying to do, the idea they have is a cool idea. I mean, every government does regulation everywhere in the world, but I think that there's something wrong with the implementation. You understand? I personally believe that the government is doing too much force when implementing this. We already know that you are government. No need for you to prove it to us. Like, we know you have a lot of powers because you are the government, right? Ideally, innovation always precedes regulations. So the guys that imported the first place, there are no regulations about airports or flying there. Right? So most fintechs are saying that, see, we can build things upon crypto. We can use crypto as a technology to make international payments easier. We can use crypto to make remittances easier, right? I can receive money from anywhere in the world in a few seconds with crypto for almost zero fees, no matter how much I'm moving, compared to maybe using the traditional guys like the Western Union or the MoneyGram and all of that. So people are beginning to ideally build businesses around those opportunities. You understand? So that is what we're going to see. Anywhere you see an opportunity, businesses would spring up. We are in a capitalist world in that sense. So people are always looking for opportunities to exploit and how to package this and create a lot of value out of it. So the government is stepping in from their own angle and saying, we are going to have regulations. But the regulation should not be throwing away the baby and the bathwater, like what Nigeria is currently doing. Because it's one thing for the government to take actions, it's another thing with the way the whole world views it. It's two different things. It's one thing to do a thing, it's another thing for you to have it being reported and all of that. The current stance we are giving is that, crypto is banned in Nigeria, and Nigeria is not open for crypto business, but that's actually not correct. Right? Because we also had a meeting with the SEC last week, I believe, and all they're saying is you have to be compliant, you have to do this the right way, you have to get the licenses, we have to have the ability to have the regulatory oversight over you guys. So what the government needs to clearly state is that, see, crypto is not banned. We're only saying only licensed operators should operate. Then make the steps clear for anybody who wants to get a license. That's what I think.
Right, and definitely with the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency, centralized governments would not don't like that aspect of cryptocurrency. Talk to me. do you realistically see a time where governments, central banks, and cryptocurrency will ever get along in this world?
So happy to say I have a master's degree in this crypto and blockchain theme. So there are different types of cryptocurrency. We even have central bank digital currencies that make the idea of crypto and Bitcoin itself is decentralization. Now, that the cryptocurrency is decentralized does not mean that the platforms are decentralized, right? So, for instance, Binance is not decentralized. You mentioned Patricia's Flinker, which I'm the CEO of, is not decentralized. These are companies that are built around the technology. You understand? It's just like the way we have companies built around satellite technology, around video technology, right? So it's the goal of the government to regulate these companies, not attacking the core of the technology itself. I mean, it's still people that will build the services that make that technology usable. Water is decentralized, right? But people own pure water factories and they have to get NAVDAC registration number and get licenses and all of that. So the resources of the earth technically are decentralized, right? But we've also been able to come up with regulations to manage how they are mined, how they are used, the companies that manage all of those processes. So it's the same thing in crypto. Crypto itself is decentralized, but yes, the government can work hand in hand with crypto platforms to see that, again, this thing is technology. Is fire dangerous? Depends. Fire drives our cars. If without fire, our cars would not move. Do you understand? So is water dangerous? Depends on how you use it. Water could cause flooding and could also give us electricity. So it's the same thing with every technology, including cryptocurrency.
Right. Definitely not easy, regulating new technology. Thank you so much, Nathaniel Liu, CEO of FlameCap. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, that's the show today. You can visit channelcv.com for more updates. You can also watch this again on our YouTube channel. I'm Ladi Williams from the team right here at Channels HQ. It's bye for now.